This is Life Transformation Radio. Prepare to engage. Seatbelt activated. Download initiated. Your quantum journey of transformation begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Life Transformation Radio. Hi, I'm Rob Actis, best-selling author of The Law of Action, voice actor, business mindset coach, the podcast whisperer, and Mr. Action himself. Here at Life Transformation Radio, we are committed to share more about real life, love, the power of positivity, romance, and of course, laughter. We care about helping others find their internal drive and purpose, and we celebrate life's challenges and, most importantly, overcoming them. On the show, my guests are amazing people who are forces for good in the world around them and live a life of transformation. My guest today, well, he does just that. Today, in this episode, Izzy Lobacz and I discuss how to follow your dreams and how important that is. If you want to learn to not doubt yourself, even if people around you do, and know if you believe that you can do it, you most definitely can, this is the show for you. Izzy is an out-of-the-box thinker, and life wasn't always ideal. He didn't finish school, and they even kicked him out of acting school 14 times, 2 to 3 times per semester. I definitely want to dive into that. Now, Izzy works with entrepreneurs who are not happy with their communication results and have problems with articulating their solutions in a way that builds value in the audience's eyes. See your message through their eyes. Let's make it Izzy. Izzy, welcome to Life Transformation Radio.
Hello. I'm so happy, Mrs. Action, to Mr. Action to
you call me Mrs. Action. Oh, I love it. That's all right.
Sorry,
That's all right.
yeah.
And I'm not even wearing my wig today. Look at that. No hair. I'm Mrs. Action. That's all right.
Yep. I have my own.
There you go.
I can borrow you.
There you go.
Yeah. So, by the way, I love the intro that you're posting, because in the intro is like the law of action is about living in a balance, moving forward with the momentum in inspired action. And have you ever noticed that if you like to have a balance, the bigger speed you have, the more balance you have.
Yes.
So to be in balance, you need to constantly moving.
Absolutely. It's all about momentum. Yeah, it's all about momentum in your life. When you decide, you plan, you act, you're living in the life of inspired action, it creates a momentum in your life, and the universe takes notice and magic happens. People come into your life, opportunities come into your life, and if you just sit there, you're not going anywhere. You can look at it like a boat without a rudder or an engine. It just sits in the water. When you have momentum, things happen right in front of your eyes. You know, you see wildlife, you see dolphins and killer whales, and you see that there's an island next to you and you can go places. And a lot of people just sit in life and they don't take action and they have no momentum, and then nothing happens in their life.
It's really so hard to start moving. So
absolutely,
if we will create momentum, because look at this, like a rocket always like spend like 97% of the fuel at the beginning to just move it. Yeah. So if we will be able to create this momentum, it's definitely much easier for us to keep going, to keep moving, to keep trying. And if we even falling, it doesn't matter unless we still falling forward.
Right. Well, you know, life gets in the way sometimes and things happen. So a lot of people recently, I know, have lost their jobs and they've been moving that freight train like it's been full speed ahead, and now they've just stopped. And now they have to start that momentum again. They have to slowly get back into it. And it takes a lot of steam and a lot of energy. And at any moment, things can happen.
Yeah, I know that in US, in America, you don't have cars with the clutch. But in Poland, we still have.
Oh, we have cars with clutches. We have standard. We do have standard. The cool ones have the cars with the clutches. I can drive a standard transmission. Some people do. still.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like driving with really like not good operating with the clutch. It's just, like, it's so hard. It's just, shaking you. And it's so exhausting for you to just keep going this. So if you understand how the clutch is going, what kind of things are moving you forward, it's going to be much easier and much smooth.
Absolutely. Well, you had an obstacle. So you were in acting school and you got kicked out 14 times. So tell me more about that. What's that all about? I mean, I don't know. Is that a claim to fame? I've been kicked out of school 14 times. I mean, I was kicked out of Boy Scouts, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I think that, so let's do the one step back and start from the entry exams. Because on the entry exams, I was trying to get to the school. And of course, I failed, and they told me that I'm stupid and deaf, and I'm never gonna be able to sing in tune. And this was the label that they just put me, put on my backs, actually on my forehead. I exactly knew about it. So.
And I just want to jump in real quick. So if you're listening to this, just know that Izzy is in Poland right now. So English is not his native language, and he's doing remarkably well. But I don't want you to think in this story that, because he is picking his words very carefully. And he, like I said, English is not his native language. So I don't want you to think that he's slow in any way, because he's not. He's a brilliant guy. He just is in Poland and speaks Polish fluently, and English is a second language. So I don't want people to judge you by what they're hearing, since it's audio on the podcast. And I want them to know that, no, he's brilliant. However, English is not your first language.
Yeah, English is not my first language. By the way, I have a problem, really big problem to learn any language. So for like 9 years, I couldn't speak any language. And now I'm speaking
great. You're doing great.
So it's the matter of the methodology that you're using, the people that are helping you to get there, and the time and effort and action. Do you have a courage to use it, to do it, to keep going, even if it's not going well at the beginning, at least. So coming back to the story, I called my friend when I heard this. I called my friend and I said, "Hey, they told me that I'm stupid and deaf. Forgot about this first things adjective. Focus on the second one. Can you make me sing?" And he said, "Yes, they are just lazy. They don't want to teach you. They looking for the ideal product already. But you are going into school,
right?
So."
You're not a slam dunk. You're a diamond in the rough, and they don't want to take the effort and the work to get you to where you need to be.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, but we forgot that our life is a work in progress. So even if you have skills, if you do not do these things, or if you do not train, it's impossible to be good at something. So I've never sang before, and he said, "Okay, so yes, I can teach you." And I said, "How much time it's gonna take?" Because I knew that they're gonna be second round in 3 months, and he told me 1 month, and I said, "Great, because we have 3." And he answered, "So we're gonna teach you twice, and you're going to have 1 month of holidays." And through this, when they put the label on you, they are making assumptions.
Correct.
Basing on what they had, how they perceive you in the past. And
yeah, I guess you could call that always listening. That's a very common thing. So people look at you and they're already always listening of your past, and they don't see. That's why a lot of times people in families, you could be 30 or 40 or 50 years old and people will look at you as like a little 5-year-old kid because that's what they're already always listening about you. Doesn't matter what accomplishments you've had or anything. They're going to see you as the little boy because that's the way that some people look at people. And so they already assume who you are based on their past, and they're not present in the moment and seeing who you are.
Yeah, so even if you make a few steps forward,
Correct.
They still have exactly this past view of you.
Right.
So I had really problem with the like practical things. When I get there, there was the second round. Of course, I did a lot of such big improvement that they decide that they're gonna take me. So I was still living with the label, and I was really bad actor. Have to say, yeah, it was the truth. But for me, it was work in progress still, and I had really problem with like practical classes because if you don't understand the comments, if you don't understand what kind of direction you should aim, you're never gonna find this. So right. I was trying to understand them, and I was trying to listening them, like following what they saying to me. And I was thinking that I'm doing really right, and I'm doing really well. And at the end of the semester, they told me, "Oh, actually, we want to. Maybe you should not be here. Maybe it's not your right place." But somehow, I get pushed to the second semester, and when the first year finished, they told me, there is something wrong about you. And I said, okay, so what's wrong? So I can, work it through and give me some directions. I thought that I was following your directions, so everything right. should be fine. And they told, and my head of my class told me, Izzy, maybe you should listen jazz. And I said, what the hell? How it's connected with my development, with my skills, with my acting? So this kind of advices were really poor to implement. And I knew already that they're not going to give me the results that I want. And, for me, and other professors said that, Izzy, that actors should read the books. And it was practical, classes. And I said, how is connected with my acting skills? I think that actors are like making themselves better through practice.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, you have like this kind of contradiction of the information. So basically you just don't know. It makes no sense, but you're trying to follow, but there is no results, and so on and so on. So after I decided that I'm going to do through my own rules, I'm going to like start to do the workshops outside of the school. And what happened there is that people didn't see labels anymore. That people didn't perceive me through these two labels. And I said,
so you were, so they didn't have any past with you. So they only saw your present. They saw what you were doing right now.
Exactly. And the feedback was like, really on the opposite side of this, what I get before. So, and after, of course, the balance just shifted, and I neglect a lot of like theory things, and I improve myself in a like practical way. So after they wanted to stay me, but I already decided I'm gonna move. So right. I quit after third year because I didn't see any future benefits, advantages of staying there, because I'm not like a paper guy that I need the paper to prove my skills. So
now
this is how it happened.
You're not acting now, but you use acting on a regular basis. How?
I'm still acting because
Okay.
I thinking that it's like it's if you trying to teach something, you just cannot teach from theoretical point of view,
Right.
but you should also keep doing this so you have like a fresh feedback. So like in 2 weeks I'm going to UK to perform, but now I'm using this to help people because their delivery level of their presentation really matters.
Absolutely.
Because if I see somebody who is not confident, if I see somebody who is like not fluent in his speech, my like credibility and trust just decreasing towards this person.
Right.
So
right.
it's really important, how do you present your offer and how do you communicate? Because if you using a fluffy words, or there is no concrete, there is no value, you don't see and you don't understand your audience perspective, you are not able to create something valuable. But here is the thing, that if you will give them value, they will give you back.
Right.
They will give you something that you want, so you will be able to move forward to take another action and another one.
Yeah, it's important to connect when you're communicating.
Exactly.
And truly connect. And because people can pick up when you're not authentic. They can see it. It's so, some people don't realize how powerful connecting from a heart to genuinely offering something makes an impact. And why some people have all this polish and they're not successful.
Yep. And there is something like understanding what you are talking and feel understood.
Yes.
By other person. So basically what we want to aim with our communication is to make people feel understood. So they feel understood. They can resonate with our messages. And because basically now with the business presentation, everybody use the same schema. Hey, I'm Izzy. I'm a business communication coach, and I'm doing this and this. I'm helping like solopreneurs, entrepreneurs to create better messaging. But it's not working,
right?
Because people feel the pattern, so they immediately switch off.
Yeah.
If we want to have results, we need to change our communication. We need to change perspective, because we are going there, we're telling about our solution, and there is an echo. They do not see in the same way. And you just left wondering how they cannot see it, why they don't see the solution the way I do. The reason is perspective. You need to change perspective. You need to connect your message to your audience. Without connection, it's not going to work.
Absolutely. I mean, as a voice actor, I do many, many national commercials, and I've got 34 audiobooks to my record, and it's all about connecting. The way that you get booked, I don't have the best voice in the world. I like my voice, and it works.
You have a really nice voice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. However, that's not what gets you booked as a voice actor, and especially at the level that I play at. What gets you booked is connecting to the audience. That's right. That's it. A connection. And that's so important.
Right. And with the voice actor, or like with an actor, we have, the better we play somebody else, the better it's resonate with the people. But if we are talking about presentation, the better we are ourselves,
absolutely,
the better our presentation is.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to be an actor. You don't want to be acting when you're presenting for your communication.
Right.
People can see that. It's so obvious.
And there is like other side of the coin, which is you you don't look on how you can feel yourself better, but you need to look how you can make them better. Your audience needs to feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
So now it's like kind of, balancing, because something what is uncomfortable for you gonna increase the level of perception in your audience.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So I just finished an audition for a client, and you rarely get a response back from your agent. The audition was for a suicide helpline. And I, unfortunately, have had a few people in my life over the last couple of years commit suicide and attempted suicide. And one is scary of a murder-suicide. And let me tell you, I connected with the copy. I was and my intent was not for me to sound good or to book the job. I was hoping that I could get it because I wanted my connection to come through. And my agent just called me right before we got on this interview and said, wow, that was really good. Like, I'm definitely submitting this. This is really, some people really missed the boat because, one of the directions was not announcery and just, be authentic. And it was very easy, unfortunately, to connect with the copy. But I was really committed to delivering the message because I know how important it is that if you are having mental health challenges, to get help, because it's very easy to go really dark and have actions that occur in your life that could take your life. I mean, it's very quick. And so I felt a serious responsibility and obligation to connect, and it's important.
Yeah, I think that you mentioned one really also interesting thing, which is like feeling this connection. Sometimes you can either read a book or listen to somebody and you just feel that, wow, it's exactly what I'm feeling, or it's exactly what I'm going through, or exactly the copy, the content is exactly what resonate with me.
Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about, and if we're gonna be able to create this kind of communication that's gonna resonate, that's gonna connect really with our audience, I think it's the most incredible thing that we can experience, because it's touching not the surface of our existence,
Right.
but it's going really deep into what we feel, how we think, what we are going through. And this is this kind of how I'm calling this is emotional connection point. If you find this, you can really feel such a different vibration between you and your audience, or between you and text, whoever you interacting with.
Yeah, in essence, you let your energy come through your communication, whether it's on camera, whether it's voice only, whether it's your email. It makes a difference. I mean, I listen to a lot of audiobooks and a lot of podcasts, and you can oftentimes hear if the person speaking is connected to what they're talking about, or they're just a talking head. There's a lot of people that say a lot of incredible things, but you can hear that it's not really who they are. And it's obvious because you don't feel that connection. There's other people that you do feel a connection to.
Yeah, I think that for me, it was also the different level of acting skills.
Yeah.
That sometimes you have this kind of run through that you become your role play, the guy who you supposed to be, and you can have the same feeling with your audience, because they gonna feel this, and it's gonna be so strength that they're gonna say, wow, I want to somehow interact with this guy. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I feel this.
Yeah.
It's something above, I think it's something above our existence or understanding the world.
Yeah. If someone wants to reach you, how do they get in contact with you, Izzy? How do they find you? Okay.
LinkedIn is the best source. So if you will type IZZYLOBACZ, I'm gonna pop out.
Awesome. And also, that link will be in the show notes. So if you're listening, just check on the show notes, and they're right there. I really appreciate it. Izzy, thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate you all the way from across the world in Poland for being here today. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for your support and taking time out of your precious day to listen. So appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me, along with my very special guest, Izzy, to touch your heart, move your soul, and inspire you to live a life of transformation. I'm Rob Actis. Until next time.
This is Life Transformation Radio. Download complete.